there's a requirement to be here on this planet. And if that is to keep something edible, you have to keep it clean and not infected. To take care of your body, you need to clean it so it doesn't get all kinds of things incorrect, either that you take in orally or anyway. But there is a job you do that requires cleaning, or else things start to smell. The most important thing is that you stay active in developing your sensors all day. So yes, watching the videos is the homework for sure every day in one way or another, even if it's only for 5 minutes. But I want to give you 3 practices that you can add on to the ones you've done previously. So one of the practices that relates to just the material and vibrations we went over today, the first one, is that you really need to create space. And we've talked about space before, but you actually have the power to create space, whether you have experienced it every 10 seconds, or whether you experience it every second, or whether you've never experienced it at all. You have the power to create space, just like a basketball player going around his opponent. So it's just a choice. So this is the choice. Release all negative energy. Release all negative energy. And it's you can say, you should start with for yourself, just fill in the blank. And from your body, which is your antenna and all your sensors. So you could say, release all the negative energy in my body, anywhere. Release all the negative energy in my body, anywhere. And you can pick any place you want. You can say the brain, you can say the liver, you can say the whole body, which is what I would say. Release all the negative energy throughout my entire body. And then you can go down, release all the negative energy throughout my body. And then say, release all the negative energy throughout my body. So this is a general, this is a cleanse. Now, this is important. So this is part of the homework, in that you recognize that on this planet, if you don't clean it, you lose it. It gets dust on it, it gets eroded, it corrodes. There's a requirement to be here on this planet. And if that is to keep something edible, you have to keep it clean and not infected. To take care of your body, you need to clean it so it doesn't get all kinds of things incorrect, either that you take in orally or anyway. But there is a job you do that requires cleaning, or else things start to smell. Things start to signify that you're not releasing all the negative energy. So we're just calling the smells and the things that are dissatisfying, you're just releasing them in advance, whether you can smell them or not. Your sensors are going to grow. But for now, all I want you to do is take the position each day, every morning and every afternoon and every evening, 3 times a day, release all the negative energy, whatever it is. You don't have to even experience it. You just have to have, remember, the energy goes where your focus goes. The energy flows where your focus goes. So if you're willing to have them both flow the same position, you are the one, just like Mother Teresa said, that needs to get busy. So get busy cleaning first before we can use this wonderful apparatus we've got, this wonderful antenna, to open up to all the sensors. So release all the negative energy in every nook and cranny. Release all the negative energy throughout my head and throughout my thinking. Release all the negative energy throughout my, all my shoulders and my back. Release all the negative energy. So you can just go right down like this. You don't need to see how far my hands go, because it doesn't matter how far your hands go. The whole thing is, can you say it and can you do it, and just experience it while you're doing it, and experience it that the energy is flowing out. It doesn't have to have a color. You don't even have to feel the electrical sensations, but you can, you might. It's fun to do that. But the point is, can you keep cleaning? Because on this planet, cleaning is part of the deal. They're constantly cleaning. And then something's useful. But if you don't clean the pizza oven, or in China, they have the old story about if they don't clean the oil every day for all the things that are cooked with oil over there, they use oil that's stale and it ruins the flavor of the food. And that's how certain restaurants are considered buhao, because they don't continuously use clean implements and clean oil and clean food. So that's our first job, is to maintain this wonderful sensory antenna. That's your first exercise 3 times a day. And you should do it at least for 2 minutes, and 2 minutes is only 120 seconds. But that you're picking clean, and you picture as you're going through each part of your body that you're cleaning all the sensors, all the negative energy that's anywhere around there. Okay, now, homework number 2. What's really fun and joyful, as we discovered in the entire presentation today, is that you get to have this blast here on this planet by being all the great 8, all the creative great 8, all the wisdom of the Albert, Einstein type of your brain growing, all the financial success, physical success. So to accomplish all that, just like he said in the equation, you need the energy. What kind of energy? All that Mother Nature, God, Spirit, the whole universe is created for you, which you haven't even a fathom of an idea how much valuable vibrations of source are coming into you. So just take it all. So now let's do the program called, and you can do this with your eyes open or closed. Just don't do it while you're driving with your eyes closed. You can do it while you're driving, your eyes open, but mostly do this when you're stationary 3 times a day, which is, I'm going to bring in to every nook and cranny, every sensor, every cell, every mitochondria, every, whatever word you want to put in there. When I do this with some people and they've got scientific knowledge, they go, what about the cell membrane? I go, okay, cell membrane. They say, well, what about the neuronal space? I say, okay, in neuronal space. In other words, you do have sensors in every single one of those places, or else the energy couldn't get in there. And if the energy didn't get in there, death. So there isn't a part of you that doesn't have a sensor to pull in the energy. So you want to now say, at your command, because remember, who I am is choice. So the way this exercise goes is, who I am is choice, experiencing, bringing in positive, successful, joyful energy to all my entire. And you pick the spaces. You could say my chest, my whole body, my arms, my legs, but you need emotion in all those positions. So who I am is choice, bringing in positive energy to every space where all the negative energy could have gotten, because remember, it's always a choice, one or the other, but now it's positive energy. So now you're filling with glowing energy and into my brain. So you just bring it in. You don't have to have some surrealistic experience where I'm feeling my hands up, although it will happen with time. All types of phenomenon happen. And yet still you've got the job of cleaning every day, everything, and bringing in the energy instead so it freshens everything up. So it now works. So now you're going to put the gas in, so you bring in the energy. And your job is not to understand it. Your job is just to follow the equation, which is that you get to choose. So I choose to bring in the positive energy into my head and my brain. Some people say into all my chakras, into all my sensors. You can pick. Bring in the positive energy. The key point is, I choose to bring in the positive energy now into my ears, into my face, into my chest, into my abdomen, into my pelvis. I choose. And just move your hands in each position. You don't have to touch, but just put one hand in front, one in back. And if that's too hard for you to do, then just use one hand and just place it there in each spot. You don't need to touch. You just need to be about 6 inches away. But the declaration, the choice is what this exercise is all about, that it's up to you. Mother Teresa said, get busy. This is what you might get busy by. Get busy putting the positive energy in. And then, after you've filled all those spots, immediately go to exercise number 3, which is that in each of the great 8 today, I want to have a success. And then name the great 8. And you don't even have to say, although it's better if you say the type of success in financial, but whether you want to find money that comes in the mail or whether you want to have a business deal turn out, you can name it, you can be more specific, but you must go through that grade 8 in this exercise. So if you haven't learned them by now, you can keep them in front of you and you just pick each day which is that each of the energies in each of my sensors, as I brought it all in, now gets the flow out to where I'm focusing on, pick one, on my body being stronger and younger every day. Boom. Then say the next one. Each of the, wonderful, you can pick the words wonderful, or you can just say all the positive energy that I'm bringing in, make it active, flows to, pick another one, my financial success, that I have close a great business deal. Okay, you only got 6 more. Each sensor in my body, in other words, I want you to be able to rearrange the words so that you recognize that it's not exactly that you nailed down the Mandarin exact letter, but it's that you know the 2 plus 2 plus 2 things you need to know. And one is that at every moment you have to choose. So there's always 2 things to choose between. And then the other thing is, what are you going to, now you know you're the chooser, are you going to bring the positive and the negative? Are you now going to bring in all the positive energy, the knowledge? So that's what we're doing. So you bring it in, you brought it into your whole body, and then now you got to direct it because you get to use it. Otherwise, if you just fill yourself up with energy and energy and energy and you don't apply it to, win, 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 then you've really got no purpose here on the planet. You just sort of blowed up. So you then pick another one. So I choose to have the positive energy produce, success in, and then you pick relationship that I have a great relationship with. You can be general, you can be specific. In this type of goal setting, what we're doing is putting you in position. Yes, there's other goal setting techniques that I've got developed for you that are very essential on how to specify just one specific thing. Keep using those. But in this practice is a daily maintenance practice that don't take yourself onto the stage of life until you've cleansed, until you've supplied the energy to the whole process, and until you've made sure that all 8 engines have got directions from central command, you, that you're choosing, www, that we're going to have positive energy flow towards my creativity in my work, in my relationships, in my discoveries of time efficiency, and then pick another one off the list until you go through each of the 8. And then if you don't get through all 8 because you're in a rush, then you can say it later, but don't not say it 3 times a day. And yes, you can say it more often. And yes, you can say it in between with the athletes, I have them say this in between, almost exact, this little variation, because it's regarding whether it's basketball or hockey or golf. But you can say it in between every break. And as I told you once in a long time ago, in a video, if you look it up, that the famous tennis players recognize that they have to do just what that little girl said, instantaneously between each volley. Because they have to volley they have to play sometimes for 6 hours. And as I showed in that video in the past, that what they're doing, the ones that are very successful, and I pointed out which ones were, that in between every hit, after the hit, they then went into a place where they just let go of all the negative. Let go, let it go, let it go, let it go. Anyway, let it go. And now bring in the positive energy. I'll bring in the positive. Now focus it on towards where we want to hit the ball or where we're going to receive the ball. That's what and have my body be fluid and have my attention be completely on this. The crowd doesn't even get involved. And have my results in terms of efficiency and effectiveness and looking forward to be so much fun that I can't believe how much joy it is to be playing 4 to 6 hours out here. And so you see how you can apply it to sports. So there's a long example, and it's okay to include this in everything that we're giving as far as the homework goes. But the thing is, don't not do it. This is an equation. This is an equation. I said it's 2 plus 2 plus 2. And so you got the first 2 and the second 2, like, whether you were going to be, whether you were going to go for positive or negative, and then whether you're going to be choice or no choice, whether you be positive or negative. And then the third thing was, the 2 was you know, getting to clean out and bring in the positive energy and focusing it. All that is a process towards your grade 8. And the other side of that is, I'm fine. Everything's just rolling along, has nothing for me to do. The life takes care of itself. Pretty much, even in a forest, it's sort of dealing with Mother Nature. So I don't know if you want to throw your life up to just Mother Nature, because at any moment, you know, even some great racers in boat races that I've been in, they actually have severe, severe boat accidents. And these are the best people in the world. They've been sailing and going across the ocean for major, major competitions. And yet they can take their attention off and crash or have some things incorrect because they weren't doing these 3 simple steps. So I know it sounded like the third one was more than 2, but really it's not, because all it's saying is that, are you now going to focus it on each of the grade 8, or you're not going to focus on each of the grade 8? That's all the choices is. And then the sub, and then underneath that, you try to get to each of the grade 8 exactly at that moment and pick one. Then you're ready for your day. And as you go through your day, keep acknowledging all the previous practices we've had, and that you'll see in the whole homework, which allows you to stay in the zone and report back how your successes are, both in the group calls and also in your individual calls, and anytime you get to share on any of the media. Loved being with you today. I just had a great time. I know that you're going to have the best time you've ever thought about, or never even can believe you could have, if you do these practices. So I can't wait to see you next time and what we're going to do to accomplish once you get to this next spot. Love you. Thank you for being here.